So Todd, back-to-back home games and another win, but quite a different match from last night.
It was, but you know what? It's funny. You know, if you look back a couple of years ago, we would have been absolutely delighted to win a hockey game anyway. We got frustrated at times. Net front, just guys had too much time. We give up a couple weak goals. But I'll certainly give the boys the benefit of the doubt tonight. I think like in a game against Edinburgh, occasionally you can get lulled into that the way that they play, and it definitely changes our rhythm, and we just get out of sorts a little bit. And so, you know, they scored another early one on us, and we were left scratching our heads. But then all of a sudden, we had another couple quick ones, and we outshot them heavily. And you know, there's always a good chance we were going to be winning that hockey game. But so now we get to nitpick a little bit on our performances. But I mean, that's a great position to be in, rather than just looking always at the big picture, you know. But 4 points, we're delighted, and the guys deserve it. And hopefully we can string a couple more of these together.
Certainly on an evening where there's some very strange results from around the league, then those 4 points definitely help.
Well, I think we've seen that, you know, every weekend there seems to be the odd result that surprises everybody. And the guys know the scores and they're in the room, but we just think that we've got to worry about ourselves, and if we keep winning hockey games, we give ourselves every chance, you know. But yeah, you're right, there was some strange results tonight, but just goes to show how competitive the league is.
Chris Auger, man of the match tonight, and a hat-trick for him tonight, and he's a player we've maybe not talked that much about this season so far.
Yeah, well, we brought Auger and Flems in, and you know, the thing about both of them is they both quietly go about their business. They make the smart plays, and we got to remember that they came into a team that had played a year together already, and you know, they were the new faces. But Auger, yeah, he had a great night, and he really deserved an offensive night like that. He's been good for us, and same thing with Flems. Those guys are really solid for us up the middle. So two really solid acquisitions that we made over the summer, and couldn't be happier with them.
So next weekend, Edinburgh back in this building again. So is this week then where, like you say, you just kind of sort of do the nitpick and just tighten the little things up?
Yeah, well, we definitely got to tighten up on our own end, and I think sometimes, you know, we push and we push and we push forward, and sometimes we get caught standing around the opposition's net because we're pushing so hard, and forget occasionally that we have to drive back and help out our D and Kevin back there. So we'll touch on it again. We'll get the guys back in the mindset to doing that again. But we can do that. The guys have that within them, and when they do the hard work, I've always said this to them. I'm kind of getting sick of myself saying it in the room, but when we do the hard work, coming back, that's where all our offense is generated from. That's when nights are easy for us. But it's difficult. It's a lot of skating for the guys. It's hard work over 120 minutes. We expect a lot of skating out of our wingers, and but when you do it, good things happen.
And just finally, we met a couple of guys on the way around, just talking about you being back in ice last night. Let's did that you know, sort of 60 minutes on ice make you think, yeah, maybe I want to come back?
Yeah, it kind of sank in this morning when I tried to roll out of bed. But no, I thanked the guys just before the game, because I really did enjoy myself last night, and I mean, that really could have gone one of two ways. I mean, I dressed myself, we go down 2-0, and I think, oh no, here we go. And but you know, I was fortunate enough that the night turned out to be a great night. Just from a personal wise, it was fun to be back out in that atmosphere. It was fun to be out with the guys in the corners, and having a bit of fun out there. And you know, we got to win. But like I said, when we were going around, it's not something that's going to be happening very often. But no, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Excellent. Thanks, Todd.
Thank you.
Chris Auger, man of the match this evening. That must make you quite proud.
Well, yeah, it was. You know, that's always a nice feather in your cap. But I think the big thing is 4 points this weekend for the team, 2 wins, and moving up in the standings.
And 3 goals from you tonight as well.
Yeah, I was, fortunate enough. My line mates found me with a couple, easy ones, and I, benefited from it. Last night Reber got to be on the back end of those nice goals, and then tonight it was my night. So anytime you put the puck in the net like that, it's a pretty good feeling.
So that's, a couple of months you've been in Fife now and playing for the Flyers. So how have you found acclimatising to Kirkcaldy and to this team?
It was pretty quick, actually. It only took about a couple of weeks, to get over the jet lag, get used to where I was living, kind of used to where we were driving around. But it's been great so far. We have a great group of guys here, and I knew a few of the guys before we came in, so it made the transition real easy. So it feels like home already.
And the local boys, how have they taken to you?
Yeah, I mean, the local guys are great. They've obviously been together for a while. You can see the bond with them, and they're very, they welcomed us all with open arms. There was only three of us who were new this year, and they did a great job helping us integrate into the team and into the system. So, no complaints here.
And what made you want to come across to Europe to play?
I kind of realized that my chance of moving up in North America to the A was over, and then I kind of just started branching out of places I'd want to play. And obviously, you look at financial situations. Fife came up as a team that had great owners, great fans, and it just made sense when it came down to it. Talking to Bobby, talking to obviously Scott, who's here now, and Milam. It made quite a bit of sense to come here. They're very close to a championship last year, and you want to. I had the opportunity to win before a couple of years ago with Bobby and Milam, and it'd be nice to do that again. And it feels like we're heading in the right direction here.
So so far, I mean, this weekend almost feels like a turnaround weekend for the Flyers. Is that fair enough?
I mean, anytime we play in this arena, I think it's hard for any opponent. I think we played well here all season. The crowds have been absolutely tremendous. It's almost been a sellout every game. And I think once we get the crowd behind us and we get a goal and we give them something to get rowdy about, it makes us rink very hard, and we feed off that very well. And, we want to pride ourselves in being a really good home team because, people do come out and they do expect a certain performance at home. And we're happy to have this many supporters come out each weekend, and we're happy that this weekend we were able to deliver some pretty big wins.
And out of the teams that you've seen so far in the Elite League, are there any that have sort of stood out for you? Any players that have impressed you?
I mean, obviously Sheffield kind of sticks out. We had that unfortunate game up there. I played against Matthew Waugh quite a bit. He's their leading scorer. He's a tremendous player. Seems to put up big points everywhere he goes. Sheffield will cause some problems. I mean, I don't think we saw Belfast at their best. I think we caught them off guard. And that any team on any given night can beat any team. Brayhead is obviously a very physical and tough team. I don't think you can pinpoint any one team that's going to run away with this league or be a clear-cut favorite to win.
I mean, tonight's a great example. So I don't know if you've seen the scores, but I mean, a lot of very strange results.
No, I haven't had a chance to look at any of them. I'm sure I'll get the updates as soon as I get out of here. But yeah, it can happen any night. We went into Hull last weekend, and they were able to take one off us. And I do recall Hull, I believe, took Nottingham down 6-1 or something like that in their own arena. So you have to be very careful with all these teams. This league, from what I've heard, has gotten a whole lot better from the last year. And I know a lot of players who've come over here, just knowing that the quality of players and on every other team has obviously gone up.
Next weekend you've got Edinburgh at home again, and then back down to try and right the wrongs at Sheffield.
Exactly. Well, it's one thing at a time. We'll spend probably most of this week figuring talk about what happened in Edinburgh and talk about getting ready for that. And obviously, it's going to be a big game. It'll be it'll be emotional for a lot of the guys who are going back there. It was not a great result for us, and we're looking forward to going back and redeeming ourselves.
Excellent. Chris Auger, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.